Welcome to another edition of Health Matters, where we are committed to bringing you quality programming under a variety of topics to bring you information. That information then is power when you act on it. So make sure you get those pens and papers ready, because you're going to get lots of great information today. Hi everybody, my name is Anna Marie Sinatra from Sinatra Solutions, coach, consultant, and trainer, and I'm so excited to be here. But as you could see, I'm missing Ava Sammarco from Health Focus. Yes, this is still a crossover show. She just couldn't be here today, but I am so excited. But before I tell you why, and you're getting those pens and papers ready, let me thank our sponsors who help to keep this program on the air, who are committed to the community. You probably remember seeing me at the fairgrounds and at Pryor Airport with Wings Flights of Hope. Joe DeMarco, you've met some of his pilots and some of the children and adults that receive services from him, that sometimes they might need a transplant or whatever. He's right there for them, right there for our community. And Dr. Frank Mascaro from Western New York Imaging Group, you've seen us at his place on Genesee Street, and Lockport MRI and Kenton Open MRI. We just are so grateful for him bringing us so much great information that helps us in our community as well. And we've been at Mattress and More with Matthew Sauer, aka Matty Mattress, who educates us on how to keep those bed bugs away. Yes, that's right, it's true. And all about chemicals and all kinds of stuff where some people are really sensitive to. So we're grateful for them because they help to underwrite, to sponsor this program, to give you information, and information's power. And power is what we want so that we can make better living choices every day. So now let me tell you that I have one human and two babies sitting right next to me. Well, they're actually dolls, but they're here for a purpose. And I just want to welcome Andrea from Little Rumpkins, who I've had the pleasure to have some wonderful conversations with. And I saw you on YouTube, and I visited your website, and I'm so excited because you're not only helping our babies, but you're helping our environment.
Yes, we are. Every day. One baby at a time.
One baby at a time. That's cute. So, Andrea, tell us a little bit about what is Little Rumpkins?
Little Rumpkins is a diaper service, actually. Kind of like from 30 years ago, maybe your mom used cloth diapers on you. We're bringing it back.
Well, you know, I have to tell you, one of the things I loved about when I studied about you is that, believe it or not, folks, I used cloth diapers for my children because I didn't want, I understand about the chemicals in so much of our products, and just the natural part of it just felt so right for me for so many reasons. And so when I was reading about how it's new and improved and better and how it's so great for children and our environment, I was excited for you to come on and tell us more about it so that people can get this information. So before we even get all deep inside that, tell me about, I think you were pregnant when you started considering all the choices that were out there?
I was, actually. When I first got pregnant, I researched everything you can think of that had anything to do with natural birth, parenting, anything, you know, co-sleeping and baby wearing and breastfeeding. And it wasn't until I was 8 months pregnant, actually, and I was a part of a mom's group, and most of them cloth diaper their babies, and they introduced me to cloth diapers.
Wow.
And the thing that caught my attention the most was, like you said, the diapers don't have chemicals in them.
Yeah.
So I went home and I talked to my husband about it, and his response was very common to what I hear now, and that was, please do not mention cloth diapers in my house again. And there
I read that on your website. I thought I was cracking up laughing earlier today when I read that.
Yeah, so end the conversation, don't bring it up again. There is no way I am washing dirty diapers in the same washing machine that I wash my clothes in. So
how can you argue with that, right?
Right, well, at first I couldn't. Now I can.
Now you can.
So our daughter was born, and I continued to do some research and found out that a diaper service was opening around the corner from our house.
Oh.
So I thought, perfect, this is the perfect opportunity to at least try. Let's give it a try, see what we think. So we tried it, and about 2 weeks in, without actually him coming out and admitting this.
No, of course, men don't admit.
They don't.
No. Sorry.
But he was wondering why it took so long to actually use cloth diapers.
Ah, wow.
Yeah, he loved the convenience of it. He liked not having to go to the store all the time to restock our disposable diaper stash.
Yeah.
So it was...
I remember when I was pregnant, my husband and I would go shopping every week when he'd get his paycheck, and we would go shopping, and we would always buy a box of diapers. And by the time that baby came, we had 2 boxes of diapers stacked to the ceiling. And it creates more when you're shopping, having we were upstairs, lugging them upstairs. But I remember looking at those diapers and wondering where they all go afterwards. And then each time you change it, I'm just like really feeling this, can you tell?
I can.
Each time you change the baby, then that diaper goes in the garbage can, then the whole garbage has to go out if they made a big mess of their diaper. And it was so much waste. It was so much waste.
And stinky too.
And stinky too, yes. So go ahead, so continue.
Oh, yeah, so after the 2 weeks, he kind of really caught on to it and really liked doing it. With the cloth diapers, and about 2 months after using the service, we decided, you know what, we can do this at home on our own and wash in that washing machine, that same washing machine with our clothes. We're going to wash those dirty diapers. So we bought our own stash of cloth diapers, and he actually took over and did all the laundry and washed all of our diapers for us.
Wow. See, I have to say, as a business development coach and consultant too, how awesome it is that you saw a need in the community to help to educate people with all the research that you did, and you found a little niche for yourself so that you could stay home and take care of your little babies. So tell us a little bit about some of that research, about these chemicals, about the landfills. There's so much to cover today. We want to make sure that we get it all in.
There is, yeah. Let's talk about the environment, because that seems to be on people's minds a lot these days. They estimate, research shows that most babies that are in disposable diapers will contribute about 2 tons of waste over about a 2.5-year period.
Oh,
and that all goes
goodness.
Directly into our landfills.
Wow. And
And then once they're in there, it takes, you know, minimum of 500 years to decompose. So they'll be around for your grandchildren's grandchildren's, and probably even more
grandchildren.
Yeah, so they'll be there for a long time.
500 years it takes to decompose a diaper.
Yeah.
Wow. That's almost as bad as styrofoam. Wow. Wow, styrofoam's got to be a little bit worse. I know I'm
either
real
way,
anti.
it's bad.
It's either way, yes.
It's
I have a real pet peeve about styrofoam. Big pet peeve, yeah. Yeah. Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
And what about the chemicals, without naming any particular brands or anything, but the chemicals, because these diapers are right on the children, and if it is anything, I don't know, you did all the research, if it is anything like styrofoam, you put hot water into a styrofoam, people, you are releasing all those chemicals, and then you're drinking that tea or coffee. So what's happening when they soil their diapers and they're sitting inside of chemicals?
There's a substance inside the diapers that once it gets wet, it turns into a gel, and that's what absorbs everything. And that tends to, or it can, cause skin irritations on the baby, and allergic reactions, and diaper rashes. Yeah, and a lot of times too, it's not required for a disposable diaper company to list all the ingredients that they actually put in the diaper. They don't have to put them on the package.
Wow.
Which is kind of scary.
Wow. It's not kind of scary. It is
scary.
Humongously scary, if that's even a word. And you know, folks, don't I talk to you about this all the time, of how important we have some folks coming on talking about what we put into our body, how equally important it is about what we're putting on our bodies, And now think of our little babies and all the things that are, oh, there's so many subjects that we can go into with that. Wow.
And the thing that scares me the most is to think that they're in diapers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for, you know, sometimes 2, 3, 4 years.
Wow.
All the time. They're constantly being exposed to it.
This is incredible. This is incredible. You know, in a way, I'm glad I'm not a mom today. I have such compassion for you and respect that you've done all this research. Because like I said, intuitively inside of me, I wanted to use cloth. But I have to tell you, the cloth back then, and I'm not giving away any age, so don't ask, but the cloth back then were just like cloth rectangles. You know, you tried to fold it, and then I had to use pins. How many times did we poke our own cells when you got to put the pin in? I was watching the video on your website, which is so cute.
Thank you.
That's your daughter there, right?
Yes, one of them.
She is so cute.
Thank
I
you.
saw her crawling around, and I seen you. I don't know how you got her to do all that on cue too, and bouncing in and those things just kind of like really hug her. They're not your grandmother's diapers.
They're not. No, the covers now have either a Velcro closure or snaps.
Wow.
And there's no more pins, although they do still have the rectangular diapers that you were talking about. They're not as tricky to fold as you probably remember, but no more pins and Velcro or snaps, so nice and easy.
Wow. So the actual cloth diaper goes inside of this little thing that holds the diaper in.
Correct.
I see.
And the cover is the waterproof part of the diaper.
Oh.
And that's going to prevent your clothes from getting wet.
Yeah, because here I was putting those diapers on and then using those plastic, remember those little plastic things they put on? I am really giving away my age
I don't remember
today.
them, but I probably wore them.
They were like these little plastic, they almost look like a rain bonnet, only in reverse. Instead of going on the top, they go on the bottom. That couldn't have been too much better.
Still did the same purpose, though.
Yes, yes, they
Kept
did.
everything dry.
They did. So tell us a little bit more about why it's so beneficial for the babies to use these cloth diapers.
Typically with babies that are cloth diaper, they get diaper rashes less frequently. So that's a good thing. Not to say that you don't get diaper rashes with cloth diapers, but it tends to happen less often.
Because there's no chemicals there to irritate the body.
And babies know when they're wet, they can feel when they're wet, and they'll let you know.
That's one of the things I was looking for. I was waiting for you to introduce that. I was reading, again, on your website. It's done so nice with all the questions and answers. Talked about the diapers wick away the ones that you buy, wick away the wet, so that it takes even longer, get this one, to potty train your baby. But if they're in a cloth diaper, they're gonna, as they get older, they're gonna be like, get this thing off of me.
Exactly. If I can brag about my kids for a second, my oldest was potty trained around 19 months, and my youngest now, she started refusing a diaper at about 16 months.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So tell us a little more. How did that occur? What did they do?
They knew when they had gone to the bathroom and they didn't like it. They let us know. So we changed them pretty quickly. If not, they were going to take that diaper off themselves. It has happened. And then they just started getting used to, you know, we put undies on them, and they just caught on pretty quickly.
Wow. Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
And like my husband he was thrilled because less diapers he has to change.
Yeah, exactly. For sure.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more, because I know you've got lots of research. You've done lots of research on the whole environmental piece and the whole healthy wise. So tell us some more about what you want to educate people on today. How about the biggest myths? You were talking about the myths of cloth diapers.
People think it's really messy. And it is, but it's no different than changing a disposable diaper. As far as you're going to get dirty diapers regardless. With disposable diapers, a lot of families will tell us they get those blowouts. I don't know if you remember those or have seen them or have heard about them.
What's a blowout?
Where the poop. Am I allowed to say that on TV? The poop goes up the back and down the legs and through the clothes. And
if you haven't had children yet, now you're getting educated.
Yes, in disposables, it probably will happen. It very rarely happens in a cloth diaper.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you think?
Because they tend to fit better.
Ah.
And everything's more contained in there.
Ah, interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. No one likes those blowouts. They're a mess to clean up.
Yeah, especially when they get all over you too.
And exactly. Exactly.
I remember.
Yeah. So, less blowouts is another myth that needs to be busted. What else? Moms think it could be very overwhelming to add another thing onto their plate. You probably remember, being a new mom, you're thinking about possibly breastfeeding, which in and of itself can be a challenge sometimes. Your lack of sleep, because how often do we get to sleep like normal anymore?
Right.
It's just one more thing to add on. And the way I look at it and what I share with families is that, you're going to change diapers regardless. Instead of you walking to a garbage can with your disposable diaper, I'm going to walk to my diaper pail, put it in my diaper pail. Instead of you taking your trash out all the time, I'm going to walk to my laundry room and do an extra 2 loads a week. So it's really it's not that much of a difference.
It's a no-brainer. Yeah.
And you have to change those diapers anyways.
Yep. And breastfeeding too, sometimes people feel like, as you said, it's very challenging and may feel like it's difficult to do when you're out in public and different things. But when I see women do that and talking about cloth diapers, I think about how we're going back to the original, back to nature.
Right.
And I see it, if I had the choice today, I would definitely breastfeed, because you're going back to what's best for the baby, the immune system, and you don't have to clean bottles, the same kind of thing. And all the disposable bottles that people are using today, those plastic liners, plastic, and boiling the formula or running it under hot water with the plastic liner, what was in that plastic, and we wonder why we get so sick or have all these different diagnoses of different things. Yeah, you want to speak a little bit about that as it relates to the chemicals in there or anything else, because you're a mom inside of this whole conversation. You take a good look, because I know you have a whole bunch of things to talk about, why it's so economically feasible to switch from cloth to cloth, and why it's healthier. To spark some of your research. And I know you got lots of stuff on your you keep reading your notes. You've got lots of stuff on your website too that people can educate themselves on. Just think about all that research that you've done and some of the things that you've come up with that you want to share with our viewers today. You want to talk a little bit about the babies that you brought. Let's take a look at them.
Another one of the myths that we hear quite often is that there's so many options and it's so difficult to choose. And I brought some samples with you to show you that there are, in fact, a lot of options to pick from, but it's really not that difficult. So we have diapers as small as this one.
My goodness,
if you have
how
a
cute.
preemie baby, they do make them that tiny.
Oh my goodness, babies are this small. It's been so long.
Believe it or not, yeah.
And look at, as their bellies get full with their eating throughout the day, it gets bigger.
Yeah, and as they grow.
And I love this around the, that stops the leakage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you'll notice on that one it has Velcro, like we talked about earlier, but they also have diapers that have snaps on them.
Oh.
So you can choose between the Velcro or the snaps. I personally am a fan of Velcro. One of the reasons is because you can adjust it to wherever you need to fit the baby. With the snaps, you have to put the snaps where the snaps are. So you're a little bit more restricted with these.
And I see also that the snaps are in rows too, so that they grow with baby as well.
Exactly, and not just out wide, but also you'll notice down the front.
Oh, so they actually get bigger too.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
So
they can grow into them.
Exactly, so something like that would fit a baby starting at about 8 pounds and fit all the way through till their potty training.
Wow, talk about time saving, money saving, economically feasible, better for the environment.
And look how cute.
And look how cute. And better for the baby. Now, what's all this padding in here too? This is like extra padding?
Yep, that's for the absorbency.
Wow.
And it's all one piece. There's no adding extra stuffing or filling anything in. That's just one style.
Uh-huh. Okay,
Nice
keep
and
going,
easy.
because this is, I'm getting educated in the grandma years.
And that there is called an all-in-one diaper.
Uh-huh.
This one here is a pocket diaper. Again, it has the Velcros, and then it has the snaps down the front so it can grow, but this one has a pocket on the inside. So you can stuff it with different inserts to add extra absorbency. So if you have a heavy wetter overnight and they're sleeping 8 hours through the night, God bless you, you're so lucky. But you can add extra stuff inside the diaper to add more absorbency.
Holy cow, I thought this was just like something simple. You're right, there are lots of options, but when you understand the options, then you know what to choose. That information is power again, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
And what else?
Another one here, this is a fitted diaper. So this one, it doesn't have any of the waterproof part to this. This is just the absorbency part. So you would add a cover on top of this, and this has the waterproof part to it.
Oh, I see.
So that's another option.
Wow. Wow. Which one is easier for baby to whip off? You're talking about if they want their diaper changed, they start ripping it off themselves?
A lot of moms will tell us anything with Velcro seems to be easier.
Easier for them. They learn quick, don't they?
However, on the other side of that, another reason I like Velcro better is that when they're very wiggly and don't sit still for a diaper change, it's easier to fasten Velcro than it is to count snaps and hook snaps together.
Yeah.
So it really comes down to a personal preference on what you